Please, Marty, you shouldn't know too much about your future. Yeah, but Doc, I am rich, right? Come on, Marty, take your clothes off. Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about this iconic alleyway scene in Back to the Future, which really does bring everything together. In this one scene alone, there are so many beautiful inventions, little discreet touches, and the amount of effort that's gone into it as well in one scene. So let's just cover some of the basics here. So obviously, quite a long scene in terms of the visual physical structure. You've got perspective, foreground, and background all happening at the same time. And obviously the rain and the set piece within the middle where Doc and Marty sit with the DeLorean, it's all rigged. Everything there, from the water dripping to the positioning of the car to the lighting. Now, these days, this would all be on blue screens in the backdrops. You wouldn't have people walking past. You wouldn't have the cars moving past, all the physical products. I love the touch of the Fusion Industries there in the background, a little nod to the synergy between 1 and 2. Little touches there. And notice the laser discs behind Marty. They're not CDs, they're laser discs, but, just packaged up like they're rubbish. Kind of like an innuendo there to sort of laser discs, and how effective they were. And even Doc with his sort of like peel away makeup. This is at a time when, there was sort of thriller and a lot of the prosthetics happening in Hollywood, so that he was almost like, taking the mick there about that. But it worked really, really well. I love that perspective shot where Marty's looking back and you can see the cars. It's real cars, it's real people. There's not backshot blue screen jobbies CGI overload. It's realness. Notice the brickwork and the structures, very Hollywood set, very Universal Studios, but I like that. It's got that sort of cliche American town look to it. As for the Nikes, did you notice the mist fade out as the Doc turned that, then the acetate window changed and you could see the footwear? And again, back to that perspective where Doc is running through, we can really see the length of the scene. And they play to that, and that's quite unusual in terms of cinematography, how we can do one interesting scene in one huge take here. Really, really impressive. As for the power laces, well, say no more. They're incredible. They're beyond belief. Beautifully done. There's a lot of talk about as these went into the pull, whether somebody was pulling them underneath the shoe or not. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I kind of sort of like to believe that they were rigged up, but hey ho, it may be true. As for the "your jacket is now dry," this is a really good insert, but what I think is important about this jacket is the material and the quality of it. It really feels tactile. It feels like it was there. It doesn't feel like a cheap set piece. Right through to, the hat as well, that holographic look. Everything about every garment, every object is done to perfection. They're made to use. They're not made for a shot. They're made for, you out throughout the scene, and that's really unusual. I love the color combination of Doc's jacket with Marty's against the backdrops. They really thought about the color combinations, even with the blue jacket and the leggings there. Really interesting. The graffiti behind Doc is a really nice touch as well. They could have kept that clean, almost to show, there's a little bit of anarchy in the future as well. It's not just all about clean perfection. So it's just creating that balance and that sort of fear, except excitement amongst Marty to say, look, you want to get out there, it's exciting, but there's still a little bit of dodginess, and I think that's done really well. When Doc brings out the paper, it's just sort of like that sort of moment where it brings it all together in, oh my God, this is the reality. So that's a sort of poignant part of the scene where it peaks at this point where it said, all of these objects come together, all of these narratives come together for you to do this one thing and get it over and done with. And it kind of brings a nice conclusion for the scene, for pretty much for Doc's perspective. Get on with it. Now go and take all of your assets, take all the things that you've learned from me within the last 5 minutes and get on with the job. Kind of like a sort of Mission Impossible, but it's all embedded within the scene. It's sort of like this military-esque go and get it. But we sort of see it as a fun scene, but actually it's quite tactical in terms of its, movement. And it's very, very clever. Very, very clever indeed. It's deeper than you think. It goes visually deeper and it's beautifully crafted. And, all I can say is, Doc, what happens to my future? Please, Marty, please.